Hi, it's Dee. I'm gonna share something with you all. This is a reading that I did on the 1st of August. For those of you that missed this reading, notice what I titled it, Battle for the Wanderer. And we're going to go over that reading because it was foretelling what happened in Lebanon. So here we go. And I'm going to play this at a faster speed so we can get through it quicker. And I recommend that if you want to watch these readings on the dailies that I'm doing, that so that you can get through them a little quicker, I would do that. But if you have time, play at normal speed. You might pick up on some nuances. But I'm going to point some things out. Hi, it's Dee with Divine Needle, and this is the Age of Aquarius Spiritual Path reading for August the 2nd, 2020, Sunday. Be what, day 44? Today, we went to the store, and just as we were getting into the parking lot, I got this sense of something told me to tell my husband to buy a really big bag of rice. The thing is, we just bought a really large one. I told you guys that 2020 was going to be a wild ride to get your popcorn because things were going to get crazy. I don't know, I just have a sense that things might get a little crazy. So, those of you that actually listen to these readings, I don't know what it is, but it's just this weird feeling I got when we pulled in, and I don't usually get those, but I definitely got it today. So just an FYI. All right. I put the energy in the cards for tomorrow, Sunday. By the way, tonight is the Aquarius full moon. So those of you that do rituals, meditation, or prayers of any kind, pray for the planet, pray for all the people on it and all the animals, and pray for the guys that are fighting for us, that actually love us. And notice I said that before I even started the reading. Don't want us to be in a prison being soul farmed anymore. Because they are fighting for us, I can feel it. All right, here we go. Energy for tomorrow, Sunday, August 2nd, 2020. Okay. Here we go. Overall energy. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm going for books. The Shining Flame, the Gardener, the Journeyman, and the Destroyer. Yikes, we got the Destroyer again. Why are we having trouble with focus? I need to point this down, move it forward a bit. Let's continue. I'll keep trying. Don't know. Is it me or is it the camera? It was me. Why does it not seem like it's focused? All right. Maybe it's me. Something feels off. I don't know what. I know it's a full moon, and I'm an Aquarius, and it is an Aquarius full moon, so maybe that's what's affecting me. Something feels off. All right. I want to mention something here. My Aquarius is 1133 master numbers. The Lionsgate portal is today, 8/8. Remember I showed you on the map. I need to go and look at that. What date did I put that video up about Jerusalem and 417 happening to be the area code that I live in, and it happens to be the number of the highway that runs through Jerusalem past Mount Moriah and the Temple of the Mount, Dome of the Rock, Church of Mary Magdalene, Tomb of the Virgin, all that right there. Lion's Gate is there too. I also mentioned that I named a tune Zion Gate, and that's there too. Just so happens. 1111. Okay, let's continue. What's our highest priority for tomorrow? The Devas, Earthbound Angels. What's our highest priority? Watch what I do right here. When you watch my readings, watch them closely. I never do this. But they told me to take that card. I usually wait for them to fall out. Gabriel and Adonai are all up in my grill tonight. They're really loud. I also want to make note that Adonai, I didn't hear him for 3 or 4 days this week, and he's back. All right. I don't know what it is. Something doesn't feel right. All right. I'm going to try to shake that off. All right. What do we need to be mindful of and prepare for? Okay. Archangel Commander. Underlying. That's the giver. Highest priority. Mindful of and prepare for the Necromancer, the Politic, and the Vagabond. That's some interesting energy. All right, I guess we'll get into this. Wow, I can't shake that feeling. Okay, wish granted, 9 of chalices underneath. You know, if you're doing those rituals tonight, yeah, this is a good night to do it. You could do it tomorrow night too. Usually the night before, the night of, and the following night are good, but tonight's the strongest. So keep that in mind. And yeah, definitely pray for the ones that are fighting for us. They need it. Underlying energy is the Archangel Commander, Angel of Storms and Battles. All right. King of Swords is the lead commander of the divine forces. Osque ad finum. We shall fight to the very end. He is the most powerful and most formidable of heaven's warriors. His full title is Archangel Commander of the Light. The Archangel Commander appears to you now to bring strength, conviction, courage, and manifest fearlessness. He is tasked to assist you with navigating the storms, inner and outer, and to defeat any demons that threaten to harm you. The King of Swords is a divine warrior who will lead heavenly armies against your adversaries. When the Commander of Light appears to you, it is because you need reinforcement. And now that... Oh, that's weird. My finger's like jerking on the page involuntarily. Something's up, guys. Something's really up. Okay, let me start over on that. When the Commander of the Light appears to you, it is because you need reinforcement. And now that spiritual reinforcement has come, led at the helm by your greatest champion, the Archangel Commander. You're preparing for a fight, and the Archangel Commander appears to you now in advocacy of your cause. Gabriel. He is Zeus. He is the storm god. He is Yahweh, the angel of storms and battles.
Enlil.
And for some reason, we really need him right now. I feel it. All right. Overall energy for tomorrow. The Shining Flame, Lightning in the Pry. Knight of Scepters. You are now being given divine instruction to alchemize the elemental nature of fire to advance your professional work. Transmuted fire is the driving force that will help you accelerate.
This card, the Shining Flame, was a warning about Lebanon. Notice the tower behind that knight, behind the horse, that Pegasus. Reminiscent of the tower of flame and smoke that went up. This is their way of telling me what it was going to be.
Hasten, and advance your progress. Crystallization is happening and the creation of something that will soon take defined concrete form. The knight is also a spiritual guide who appears to you to lead you to an awakening. The appearance of this card is a prophecy that awakening is imminent. A spark of creativity will lead you to
a spark. Awakening is imminent. They were letting me know that this was imminent, that this was going to happen very soon. This reading was done on the 1st. The reading was for August 2nd. I didn't know they were going to be forecasting a few days ahead, 3 days ahead of time. They were letting me know this 3 days ahead.
incredible productivity. Okay. An awakening. That's fast, abrupt, incoming movement. The Knight of Wands, Scepters.
Yep. Fast, incoming, abrupt movement. The Knight of Wands.
The Gardener, Seven of Orbs. The gardener is the nature spirit of low magic, the spirit of harvest. When the gardener appears close by, is the presence of an earth goddess.
An earth goddess. They were telling me to pay attention to this reading because I am the earth goddess. You know, I have never said that with 100% conviction, even though they've proven it to me over and over and over again. But I believe them now. So I will say it with conviction. I am her. Even if I don't have 100% of my memory back. They've shown me enough, I believe them. Anyway, they were warning me.
The Seven of Orbs card is a threshold, a special nexus point between the physical realm and the spirit realm. The gardener calls to mind the Magna Mater, the goddess Sybil, and she appears to you now to help you take what is formless matter within your mind and spirit to yield meritorious work product and a presentment of harvest. The gardener is also a spirit who oversees low magic and can be called upon to assist with the craft, utilizing herbs, stones, roots, oils, and the crafting of charms. The gardener appears to you when you are experiencing success unfulfilled. The Seven of Orbs is a liminal gateway between states of consciousness. When the gardener appears to you, know that you've got an idea, a design, or concept worth investing in. And if you see it through to fruition, you will achieve the security, stability, and material abundance you've been seeking.
Like the card says, a connection with the spiritual. And you've got an idea. Well, you heard what I said. Something feels off, something's wrong. Listen to the rest of the reading and hear me say that several times.
Planting seeds for the future. This can be either spiritual or material. Alright. So we go from the 7 to the 8. The Journeyman. 8 of Orbs. The Journeyman is the spirit of apprenticeship, of perfecting one's craft, of routine work that leads to mastery. This is also the spirit of prudence. When the Journeyman appears to you, you are being called to apply discipline, a strong work ethic, and perseverance to hone your skills in a particular trade. The Journeyman is the grind of dedicated work, practice, and careful methodical study of a specialized craft. Note the orb set in the master's staff. This is prophetic of an adept who is currently an apprentice, but who will someday exceed the master. It has been foretold you will become the warrior, or the erudite, or perhaps it is the healer. One of 3 paths manifested. That is the prophecy of the Journeyman.
How about all 3? By the way, some of you that are watching, see that sign on her forehead?
Behind the Journeyman and into the dark woods, can you see the forest through the trees?
Can you see the forest through the trees? They were trying to make me look at the big picture and not necessarily what the cards mean in the book. I was getting telepathy during this reading as well, and you'll hear that when we get over here into this necromancer card. Plus, you'll hear that when we discuss the highest priority card and some other things. Just pay attention.
When the Journeyman appears to you, look again at your surroundings. Can you discern the holistic pattern from the details? Try to understand the bigger picture.
See? Understand the bigger picture. They were trying to tell the Earth Goddess, understand the bigger picture. What's going on here? What's in these cards? And I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Hard, dedicated work. Card of Virgo. Taurus and Virgo. Both earth signs.
When you see me click my nails on the desk or tap my finger, this computer of a brain of mine is spinning a gazillion miles a minute.
It's really weird because, I don't know. This whole thing feels really weird to me. I don't know why. It's almost surreal.
Hear what I just said? It's almost surreal.
The shining flame. The blue flame that doesn't burn. The destroyer. Earth. 9 and 10. The gardener and the journeyman. I feel like they're trying to tell me something here. Okay. The destroyer. That is Gemini. 10 of Swords. And we had this in the last reading too. This is a Dance of Kali.
We had it in the last reading too, so day 43's reading was also trying to warn us.
What are they trying to tell me? Feels like they're trying to tell me something important here. You guys might be getting the drift. I'm going to take drinks of water.
Also notice on this card, the triple goddess motif. Look at the one in the center. She's wearing a face mask. Coincidence? Nothing's a coincidence.
Because my throat chakra is being weird. Alright.
Pay attention to the fact I just said my throat chakra is being weird. That is significant to something else I'm going to show you in a minute.
The destroyer is ruin personified. Here you are watching the Dance of Kali, a wave of catharsis crashing onto the shores of your psyche. The destroyer is downfall as a consequence of our acts. There has been a fall from grace. The destroyer appearing before you can be an omen from a death spirit or a triple goddess motif portending doom, destruction, or plunder. If you have erred and that pride or glory corrupt you, the destroyer is here to cut you down, to cut down that pride and glory so that you might find your way back onto the rectified path of wisdom. If you've been unduly betrayed or hurt by another, then the destroyer is here to pull the swords out from your back and will ravage vengeance on your behalf. What goes around will come around. The Destroyer is here to warn you of deception afoot, treachery, perhaps even treason, that threatens your well-being. Be cautious of your environment and who you're trusting. So that's the overall energy for tomorrow. I call this the stick a fork in me, I'm done card. Alright, overall, or highest priority tomorrow, the Giver, Six of Orbs, equal reciprocity. Card of Taurus. Let the karmic circle remain unbroken. Give to receive, but give back. The Giver is the spirit of provision. Seeking anonymity, the Giver shows only the hand and offering. Yet know this about one of the many names of the Giver, Anasadora, the Giver of Gifts. In the Six of Orbs, we also see the divine blessings of Demeter, who gifts you with material success. When the Giver appears to you, the spirit of nurture is all around you. Give freely, mercifully, and you shall receive freely and mercifully. Equal reciprocity. If anything big does happen, make sure you all help each other. This reading just, with the Archangel Commander, the Destroyer, the Necromancer over here, the Shining Flame, and the Earth cards in between that and the Destroyer, something's up.
Something was up. The Shining Flame with the Earth cards in between and the Destroyer, the Dance of Kali.
I don't know what it is. It could be small, but it feels big.
It feels big. It felt big. I was vibrating out of my skin.
And I got that weird, I can't explain it today. And my throat chakra is driving me up the wall.
Yep. Throat chakra.
You have to
Remember
forgive
that.
me, guys. This is not normal for me during a reading.
No, it's not normal for me during a
Politic and
reading.
vagabond. Okay. 15, the Necromancer. You know, when my gut, when my internal dialogue is screaming like it did today, yeah, I pay attention. The Necromancer, gateway to resurrection. When key 18 appears to you, the matter at hand is steeped in ambiguity. You cannot rely on superficial impressions. Instead, trust your psychic responses. And that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. I trust my gut. Because if I don't listen to it, I get kicked in the butt.
The Necromancer appears to help you see beyond physical perception. This is the spirit of your own imagination, and
Help you see beyond physical perception. They were telling the Earth Goddess to pay attention to the big picture on these cards.
imagination that shines now so that the truth can be illuminated. The Necromancer appears when you are coming toward the crossroads of having to endure through a dark night of the soul. The Necromancer will be your guide and ally through the darkest night. Yet there is prophecy here. Journeying through the dark night of the soul will take you onto a path that leads you to your holy grail. Journeying through. We have the journeyman here.
See me tapping?
Yet there is prophecy here. Journeying through the dark night of the soul will take you onto the path that leads you to your holy grail. The Necromancer is also the spirit of resurrection. The parting seas depicted on the card symbolize climactic miracle. Also climactic change.
Did you hear that? That's me piping in my 2 cents. The book doesn't say that. The book says climactic miracle. And I said, and also climactic change. Also, look at the card closely. See how these waves, like concussion waves coming out against buildings? They were telling me straight up what was getting ready to happen.
Through the doubt and mystery, maintain an unwavering faith, and that is what powers resurrection and miracles. You know, We had the whole thing going on with the beetles in that one reading, and they showed up on my legs, one on my foot, one on my leg, and then it was beetles, beetles, beetles. We have the little brown one I've always called June bugs, but is literally swarms of green June bugs, green, all over my yard.
Remember what the symbolism of the scarab, the Egyptian scarab. These are green June bugs. I actually have photos. I didn't want to take time to pull them off the phone, so I just pulled them up so that you would see. I've got video footage of swarms of these all over my yard. Took pictures too. They're iridescent. They almost look like they're made of metal. They're very cool looking. But remember the Egyptian motif of the scarab, the beetle. I remember all the Egyptian symbolism on the family resting place, Mount Moriah. Anyway, hordes of these. Hordes of them. Also had a horned beetle. Took pictures of him. The females don't have horns, the males do. And then the beetles that were one on my leg, one on my foot that day, and the two beetles that were in the reading. It's just, you can't make this up. You just can't.
That hover like 1 or 2 feet from the ground or less. Just copious amounts. I've been filming them because it's so odd. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a green June bug in my life. And now I've got a yard just swarming with them. It's crazy. Just never seen anything like it. All right. And that's what to be mindful and prepare for. So is this, the politic, 3 scepters. The politic is an omen validating glory achieved through diplomacy, tact, pragmaticism, and prudence. The 3 scepters portends expedient success. This is a spirit of ingenuity and wielding your personal brilliance, social intelligence, and psychic dexterity to successfully navigate complicated social or political situations. This is a spirit of established strength by your side. Here we also see powerful allies.
I'm going to make a note right now. Powerful allies. Notice Gabriel's right there. There's 3 of them. And I'm going to make note right now that Ed and I just stepped up behind me and I feel him on my back. He's been doing that a lot lately. He also appeared to me in full color yesterday. And normally when I shut my eyes, I just see a very dim, almost like a grayscale, black and white photo-ish when I see them. But yesterday it was full color. They're brilliant, trust me. Something you never forget.
Supporting you in your endeavor. The Druids. Expedient success. This card in the regular deck is you've sent your ships out and now you're waiting for them to come back.
You've sent your ships out. Now you're waiting for them to come back. The thing is, they're not ships as in water vessels. They're ships as in craft, aircraft, ET craft.
Death card.
Yes, in the
Alright.
regular deck, that
And
is
the
the
Vagabond,
death
this
card.
card is feeling left out in the cold. Okay.
Here, how I went, when I was rubbing that card. Notice this motif down here. Somebody sitting on a step, and there's a shadow here. When I picked up that card, I got the impression. Remember when Hiroshima went off? Oh, wow, I'm getting really cold. They're right up in here. Remember the aftermath? How the people were gone, but an imprint of their bodies was on the pavement or on buildings? That went through my head right then. I didn't say it, but it went through my head.
Vagabond. 5 of Orbs. The Vagabond is the spirit of alienation and feeling alienated. Crowning the holy temple is a lotus blossom that features 5 petals symbolizing the 5 aggregates of suffering, sensation, consciousness, physical forms, perception, and thought forms. The Vagabond appears by your side when you are the wanderer with no sense of home or identity. This is a spirit that comes to you when your spirit is restless and when you are in search of meaning. This is the spirit who will teach you toughness and resilience, but does so by putting you through the gauntlet of material trouble.
Yep.
Okay, that's what to be mindful of and prepare for. Being put through the gauntlet of material trouble.
See me rubbing that shadow?
Okay. So remember, do your rituals tonight. This full moon, this Christ full moon, feels really important. Remember, send your love to them too. They're fighting for us. Yeah, Gabriel is our wish fulfillment. He is a champion. Our reformed champion.
Notice I said reformed champion.
All right. So I hope you have a really good Sunday. And I'm going to do a purifying tonight and rituals, several. And it's going to be a busy evening. I should be up pretty darn late tonight. So it's already almost 11 o'clock p.m. right now. So I'll be starting my rituals as soon as I'm done here. So anyway, I love you guys beyond reason. Feels like, yeah, tomorrow's going to be interesting. So take care and till tomorrow's reading.
Okay. So I haven't even looked at day 43, but the Dance of Kali was in there too. So was the Wheel of Destiny. So what happened evidently was in the playbook. Is all I can assume. I haven't looked at the reading. I'll have to look at it later. Anyway, that was day 44. And I named it Battle for the Wanderer. Okay. So I've told you all to subscribe to these guys. I'm not affiliated. I personally subscribe to these guys. This team is highly trained remote viewers. They have remote viewed many things prior to them happening. They also remote viewed Zeus. Take a look at that. That's Gabriel. He did something very bad a long time ago. And I put a video from the Lost Book of Inky that Ancient Astronaut Archive did. And it speaks of exactly what these remote viewers picked up, that Gabriel had raped a female here on the planet, and he was judged by the seven, and he paid a price for what he did. But I really hope the remote viewers. I'd really like to see a team work on all of us that are incarnate, past, present, future, because they saw what he did back then, and that he ended up being betrayed. He did some things that were bad moves. Anyway, so in this episode 4, and you can only get this if you subscribe to Farsight Institute. Courtney Brown is the one that runs that. He's the director. Magnificent human being. Wish there were more of him on the planet. And more of the girls and the gentlemen that do the remote viewing. Highly skilled. The very first remote viewing in this Farsight ET News episode 4. She picks up on what happened in Lebanon. Like I told you, it was a lot more than ammonium nitrate. That just so happened to be stored there, maybe added to the situation, but it wasn't what caused it. Because what caused it was offloaded from a ship. And not an ET ship, an actual cargo vessel. But she remote views. Rock Arky picked up that there was something on a cargo ship. He also picked up that the president was going to make an announcement with 2 of his military guys right there. And he said that was an attack, that was not just ammonium nitrate. His military people told him that was a bomb. I told you guys, that was a bomb. That signature, yeah. And the kind of destruction that happened, that wasn't just ammonium nitrate. That entire harbor would have had to have been stacked. Oh gosh. Even if those grain silos were filled with ammonium nitrate, it wouldn't cause that kind of devastation. It would have, there's just no way. So, yeah. That's, but she talks about the event and an ET craft hanging above the situation at hand. And they were responsible for setting off what happened on the ground. So, 2 different remote viewers from this team, Rock Arky, and I think it was Kamaya, the first one on this episode 4. I'm not going to play it because they do charge for these, and I'm not going to go there. They deserve the money they get. The subscription fee is very low, considering the FYI you guys will get if you bother subscribing. Well worth the money, trust, or I wouldn't be spending it. She remote viewed the whole situation. Now, something, and in this remote viewing, she describes the people on the ground choking. Remember when I was doing that reading, I was having trouble with my throat chakra and felt like I was choking. Yeah, I picked up on it too. So, there's that. Then yesterday, I got the code 911 while I was coming out of the kitchen into the office. And I was like, oh, that again, huh? Because I get that code frequently. I also get 411. And that's their way of telling me info coming in. Info. You know, you call information, you dial 411, right? Okay. Well, they use that with me. They also use 911, let me know. Heads up. Okay. That's their heads up to me. And then AHK released a video on a secondary channel today that just so happens to be the Lionsgate portal. And right now, if you look at my screen, it's 11:44. Yeah, they're telling me things. And he does this video. He shows a craft hanging over the scene, just like Kamaya speaks of in the Farsight video here, right in the very beginning. It's the first remote viewing on this particular episode. Then he shows the Mary Magdalene Church at 6:11 p.m. Right after the priest says her name, the explosion goes off. And then what's interesting, I'll go forward a little bit. You can see the priest standing there. And then the lights go off. And then the building shakes. Some coincidences are planned. Yeah. If you look at that reading I did for day 43, remember I just got done mentioning, all I did was look at the thumbnail from that reading. I haven't even gone back to look at it yet, but I did see the Wheel of Destiny, Wheel of Fortune in that reading. And I know that the 10 of Swords, the Destroyer, the Dance of Kali was in that reading too. Yeah, they are planned. Part of the Matrix holodeck programming. Yep. Anyway, and he went back to showing this Church of Mary Magdalene in Lebanon, in Beirut. And he shows 6:11, 9:11. Well, just so happens I got that yesterday. So, anyway, interesting that the Holocaust comes up underneath here in his video. Nothing's a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence, including everything surrounding my life and who I am. It took a lot to get me to listen to what Gabriel and Adonai keep telling me about who I am. I'm listening now. I feel bad because I haven't ever said that with 100% conviction. You know, it's hard when we're down here and we have our minds wiped, which is not supposed to be happening. How are you guys supposed to learn your lessons if you can't remember your past lives? Anyway, the Holocaust. This is Sir Dante's secondary channel. For those of you that have been paying attention. The Holocaust. You know, that cemetery, my family cemetery, it's a Jewish cemetery. And it's interesting because there's a group called Zionist that claim that they are Jews. They're not my Jews, I can tell you that. There's some very good people that are here in the United States. Very, very good Jewish men that have been railing against the Zionist Jews that inhabit Israel right now. Telling them, you're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be there. We were not supposed to go back there ever again. They were banished. They know it. Right? But the sitting bitch, and yeah, that's what I call her, gave that land to the people that are inhabiting that place right now. And recently, Sir Dante released video links. They weren't published on YouTube, but the links were there in the description about those very same people. Interesting. It would appear we're on the same team. However, like that video that I always refer back to, Elastic Heart. Let's be clear, I trust no one. Because I don't. I learned my lessons really well too. But I will work with people if they're on the same team. Anyway, for those of you that aren't watching those videos, the Age of Aquarius Spiritual Path readings, this might be a heads up to pay attention. If somebody choose your sides wisely. Because let me tell you this, even if you're an RH negative, they threw you under the bus right along with everybody else. So unless you're jet setting and live in a castle, you're one of us. Choose your sides wisely. Will it be the serpent or the dove, like the prophecy says? The prophecies are correct. The goddess is an Aquarius. She always incarnates Aquarius. Always. Adonai always incarnates Leo. Gabriel always incarnates Scorpio. And Raphael always incarnates Aquarius. And Uriel always incarnates a Taurus. You know, it's funny. I was showing you the Priory to Zion in the past video, and I stopped the video right where they were talking about where they're located in Italy. Did you happen to notice the bull in the foreground? Archangel Uriel. And yes, he's incarnate too. Right down to the Egyptian vulture on his stomach. And the owl. And the pyramid on his back. And the all-seeing eye. And a lot of other things that told me who he was. It's no accident. There are no coincidences. Many people think that they're the goddess, and I understand that. That's because in this incarnation system, they are soul splitting Also, the goddess gave you divinity, a piece of her. That's why you hold divinity. That's why you're supposed to be holding dominion. She gave you dominion. I'm going to clear my throat because here we go with the throat chakra again. Okay, took a drink of water. Anyway, she gave you dominion. Thing is, somebody else stole your dominion or has tried to. And that's coming to an end. For sure. So, yeah, I don't doubt it anymore. Those that are here on the planet right now that feel like they're the goddess, a lot of them are trying to do good work, although some of them let their egos get the best of them. That's easy to do. I've done that myself before. But in the interest of helping the souls on the planet and stopping this whole reincarnation, the forced reincarnation. Like I said, this is supposed to be a playground, not a prison planet. Unfortunately, it was, everybody got caught in a net, so to speak. The virus. Yay. So, is it destiny this is all playing out? Partially, but there is a virus in the program. Natural yin and yang, the light and the dark, is a normal apparatus of the holodeck. However, this place is, yeah, got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. Anyway, yeah, I don't need any more convincing. There's several times I thought it was enough, and then I would become unconvinced again, just because, where's my effing ship? And some other things. It's all part of the plan. I asked them via telepathy, why me? Why this? And they told me it's because I agreed to it. I also asked them, why is this happening? One time. And I've mentioned this in videos in the past. So why is this happening exactly? And they said, because it's your fault. And I'm like, what? My fault? How is it my fault? At first I was PO'd at them for saying that. Now I know what they mean. It's because the goddess created them and created you all. So yeah, it is her fault. So if you guys want anybody to blame for what's happening right now, you can blame me. Because indeed they're correct. It is my fault. When push comes to shove, right? Because this all started because I created them and then you. And a lot of other ET races and a lot of other things. Some of which are now being problematic. But it's gone too far. Like, like I heard in my head, enough. Enough is enough, right? So, um, if you aren't paying attention to the Age of Aquarius readings, you're not going to have a heads up to what's happening or an inside line to my inside scoop because I know things before it happens, just like remote viewers do. But I know it for a completely different reason and completely different ability and gift. It's because of who I am. So, unfortunately, I was like, who would want that job? Because think about it. Every time somebody comes down here trying to save you guys, they end up dead. Why is that? Hmm? Ask yourselves, why is that? And who in their right mind would sign up for this job? Hmm? Think about that. Would you want that big bullseye on your back? Seriously, think it over really hard. Would you die and give your life for a mission? I would, in a heartbeat. So would Gabriel and Adonai and all the others. A lot of people, a lot of angels, devas, incarnated right here, right now, this time, the age of Aquarius for a reason. And it wasn't to play footsies. Don't be upset with the others that think they're the goddess. All you guys were given a spark from her. And plus, there was the whole soul fracturing, splitting situation. So they could indeed have a peace. They could. Plain and simple, they could. But they need to, the ones that do need to use logic. That's what I use. Aquarius is very, very in their heads all the time. Very much so. And just because it shakes your belief system, don't doubt what I say. So, anyway, I have a lot of work to do. Remember when I talked about you guys redeeming yourselves to yourselves? Get that work done because your heart needs to be weighed. Look at the Egyptian pictorials. It shows Anubis weighing a heart against a feather. That particular motif is also in the Sumerian, and it's also part of prophecy. Because if you want to attend the wedding feast, your heart has to be as light as a feather. So get that internal work done. Redeem yourselves to yourselves. Admit what you did wrong to yourself. Go through that process. Get some Kleenex, you're going to need it. Because once you remember some of the things, other things that you'd totally forgotten about that you had done will come flooding back. It's not a fun process, but it's necessary if you want to make it into the age of Aquarius, into the age of enlightenment, the apocalypse. That card's been coming out a whole bunch in the readings. The apocalypse. That's the last judgment, the judgment card. Your heart needs to be as light as a feather. So all that internal work I discussed back in the day, a long time ago, keep that up. Also, those of you that have gifts or abilities, or even if you don't think you do, start searching yourself a little bit. Because when you do that deep internal work and you lighten your heart up, you may find you have abilities you weren't aware of. And remember, the last reading I did, they were telling me, bring your dreams into reality. They gave me a vision about it, and then they gave me the telepathy right before the reading. You can manifest whatever you want on this holodeck. And don't be greedy and try to manifest things for your personal gain. Manifest the age of Aquarius. You have the ability and the power to do that. As you go to sleep at night, think about what it is in this world you want to fix and how you will fix it. And as you go to sleep, you'll dream about that very thing and how to resolve it. And then as you awake, it brings it into the holodeck. So don't do it out of greed because, yeah, we'll know. Trust. We'll know because you're all connected. We're connected. We know what you do. That's why I say you don't have to come and confess to us because we already know. You need to confess to yourself what you did, right? So keep that in mind when you're doing rituals and trying to manifest into the holodeck. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for everybody else. Because there's big rewards in that. Big rewards in the future. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to close this out. I have a lot of work to do. And I love you guys more than you could possibly know. Or I wouldn't be doing this. 100 times I've wanted to run away the other direction and not do this mission. It's like, oh, it doesn't exist. I'm not her. Go away. Gabriel Adonai, quit bothering me. Like they said, you agreed to it. I'm like, really? I did? I want to see that in writing. Seriously. I really like to see that in writing. Oh, I'm sure it exists. By the way, the 1111 88 Lions Gate going on right now. You're going to access the Akashic records right now. It just so happens that last year I remember doing a video because I was taken to the Akashic records and I was shown some tablets. My husband, Uriel, the Taurus, the Bull of Heaven. He was too. They showed him some symbols and things like that. Some rather fascinating ones. Yeah, you can access the Akashic records right now too. Those of you that are gifted and have that ability. So now's a good time to do a whole lot of ritual work and manifesting into the holodeck. Because you guys, oh wow, the beetles are flying over the yard again. I'm watching them right now. Okay, guys. The scarabs are out. Yeah, manifest your hearts out. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for everybody else on the planet. Oh, and a huge butterfly. Holy cow. Huge. I saw one the other day. It was huge. This one was huge. Oh, it's going right by the window. Oh my God. It was like a monarch, I think. I think that was a monarch. And it was more yellow than what I normally see in the monarchs. But that thing was huge. Bigger than some that I usually see. That was weird. Came right up to my window right here, like 2 feet in front of me. Because I got a window literally right there. Wow. Talk about timing. There's no coincidences. Everything means something. Look for the signs. Indeed, the Native Americans were quite good at that, and I just happened to be Rosebud Sioux. Anyway, so Have a very, very good day. Keep an eye out for each other. Like that reading said, equal reciprocity, helping each other, okay? And pay attention to those readings. They're important. I was urged to do them. They told me I could go to weekly, but I still feel like I should continue with the dailies until we get through this rough patch, right? Anyway, take care.